Hello, everybody on that is currently on social media. My name is Caleb Michael Mayberry, but of course I prefer to be called Dr. Mayberry. This is my very first educational video, so it's going to be like a little. It may not be as great a quality as it will as my videos will be in the future, but of course, how could we tell? We can't. It's not like we can see into the future or anything. So today I'm going to be presenting you guys with one of my theories that I made quite a while back. This is a theory of perception. So it's about how dimensions are perceived and how different things are perceived based on what dimension they're in. And I made this theory back when I was in seventh grade, actually. So this is mainly about geometry. It's dealing with shapes all the way up to the second dimension. We're dealing with mainly in the second dimension we're dealing with shapes. The second and third dimension is dealing with shapes. So let me just start the theory. A point, as we know, or as some of us know, for those of you who don't, it's no problem. I'm not giving you a quiz and I'm not judging you. But allow this to be new information to you if this is your first time hearing about this. A point has 0 dimensions. A line at 0 dimensions, as you can see right here. I don't know if you can see it too well. A line has 1 dimension and is bound by 2 points because on each end of the line, if it's the line segment, there's a point and there's a point, and that line is connecting the 2 points. A square has 2 dimensions and is bound by 4 lines. Because in order to make a square, you have to have 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just draw it on here for those. Well, you know what a square looks like, but I just wanted to show you guys. A square, draw it with I'm using that's more rectangle. It doesn't matter. A square, as you can see, ignore the bottom. A square, it's bound by 4 lines. 1 line, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know how to erase this. A cube has 3 dimensions. A cube has 3 dimensions, and it's bound by 6 squares. You know what that looks like already. You know what a cube, for example, a Rubik's cube, it is 3 dimensions, bound by 6 squares. Then we go beyond the 3rd dimension. Humans, interesting fact, the human eye can only see up to the 3rd dimension. And then after the 3rd dimension is 4th, 5th, and 6th. And on the 4th dimension, a tesseract is 4-dimensional and it's bound by 8 cubes. A pentaract is 5-dimensional, it's bound by 10 tesseracts. A hexaract is 6 dimensions, is bound by 12 pentaracts. Then a 7 cube is 7 dimensions, is bound by, and so on and so forth. It just keeps going up by 2, so that means it's going to be bound by 14 hexarachs. So basically my point is, in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and beyond, all of those dimensions, since the human eye can't see, I believe that's where the angels and the spirits and demons, that's where they exist. And I feel like for those of people who can see in the spirit, God gives them the gift to see beyond just what the normal human eye can see, up to like the 4th and 5th dimension. I believe only God can give you that gift to see beyond that. And the only other way people would do that is if they were like demonic, and that's not a very good practice. Because I'm a Christian, and I don't mean to push my beliefs on anybody, but according to my religion, God gives only knowledge and understanding only comes by God. That's in Proverbs. God is a God of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. So I believe that in the 4th dimension, the 5th, and 6th, and 7th, and beyond all those dimensions, that's where the angels, as I said before, that's where the angels are spirits, where the demons and all, that's where they exist. That's why when when demons and spirits are walking around, we can't see them because the human eye can only see up to the 3rd dimension. So basically, let me just put it in a summary. Beyond the 3rd dimension, and I may have just said that 2 or 3 times before, I have to keep track with how many times I say certain things so it won't be too annoying. Beyond the 3rd dimension, which is a cube, and those 3-dimensional shapes, beyond the third dimension is where things that are not of this world exist. And it's just a theory. I can't prove it to be fact, but of course, I used some geometry, and maybe I'll continue on with the next lesson. The next lesson will most likely be about Euclid's geometry. Euclid, as many of you should know, or for those of you who don't know, Euclid is a father of geometry. So that's why it's called but there's different types of geometry. But his geometry was the main geometry. I believe he created this. Why he's called the father of geometry. It was a Euclidean geometry. So I'm using geometry. I used I guess this is math because 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 was simple math, and that's how I came up with that theory. So I guess that's all I have for this video. For those of you who are wondering what I'm wearing, this is a professor's coat. When each professor gets it when they first start teaching here, and I guess it's it kind of resembles, well, it looks exactly like a graduation, like a high school graduation or college graduation gown. But of course, all I need is a cap and it's complete. But yeah, this is a professor's coat. But the next video, I'll most likely be wearing more of a suit jacket. Or yeah, my favorite suit jacket, which is a blue jacket. So thank you for tuning in and staying for this long. I know I'm a little long-winded, but after teaching for so long, you can't help but be long-winded. And I had, you have to. The reason I repeated the same thing over and over again in a different way because when I'm teaching, that's what I usually have to do when I'm teaching in the schools and college. Maybe next video I'll go into a deeper background on. I'll go deeper into my background, my origins, or I can do it now. But I don't want to hold you guys any longer since it is Thanksgiving. I want you to continue on with your day. The next video will most likely be next Saturday, and I don't know what it's going to be about yet. But I think I just said I know what it's going to be about. But who knows? Thank you for tuning in and listening. I'll see you next time, and remember, do your own research. If you want to do some research on what I spoke about, you can. So do your own research and do your own reading. Don't just go off what I'm saying. If you have any inquiries, just message me on violinist.calixby, and then I can explain it to you. Well, if you need any other theories you guys want to know about, or anything you want to, like, if you want to, I'm open to new ideas. Of course, I'm going to look at it and do research as I'm telling you to do. So I'm not a hypocrite. I want you to do research too, and I'm going to do research also. If you have any questions, you can send it to me via you can DM me, direct message me on Instagram, and next video or below this video in the description below this video, I'll give my contact information, and then you can contact me via that information that I give. Thank you for listening once again, and I'll see you next time.